Hey friends, this is Sean Washburn from YourExcelTutor.com, and you're watching 30 Tips in 30 Days. And today's tip's going to be a little bit shorter, and I just want to cover something really quick about formulas. So if you're using formulas, here's a couple tips that can help you leave some of the hair in your head if you've been pulling your hair out trying to track down issues. So if you go to the Formulas tab, there's lots of different things that can help you with formulas. There's help within the formula itself. If we click on this cell, we can go here, and that kind of walks us through. That's one of the best ways I've found just to try to troubleshoot, if you're not getting results you think you should get. But there's a couple other things here. So that's the first thing I would recommend. There's plenty of help online. You can just search for, there's lots of great sites out there that have information about specific formulas. But I want to show you a couple quick things here. One is, so if I click on this cell and I want to see which cells tie into this cell, so I can do this guy here, trace precedence, and what that's going to do is it's going to show me right off which cells tie into this cell. So you got an arrow coming here, arrow coming here, so I can see kind of where the relationships are. It just helps you to see. Maybe I can do that here, do the same thing. I can highlight a couple of these and do that, and I can start to see what things are all tied together. So if I want to remove those, I just click that, and I can do the same thing with dependence. So what cells are dependent on this cell? So if I click this, in this case there aren't any, but if I clicked one of these cells, it's going to go the other way around and show me that those are needed down here. So it's a quick way to just show you. It becomes sort of a web of relationships, but you want to know, if I do something to this cell or this cell, what's the downstream impact of that. So a couple other things here. This is a nice one, and there's a shortcut key for this, and I think it's like Alt tilde or something, but the first time I discovered it, so there it is, Control. It's going to Control there, upper left corner of your keyboard. The first time I did this, I didn't know what I did, and it went like this. So if I click this button, all of a sudden all my columns did just like this. They went really wide, and all of a sudden I saw all my formulas, and I had no idea what I had done. I did it by accident, and I could not figure out what it was called. I tried to look online and see what it was, and then how to get it back to where I was before. So what it is, it's just a way to be able to work with your formulas in the cells instead of having to click and then just come up to the formula bar every time. And so if you're trying to troubleshoot a lot of them, you can see here as I click in the cell, it does the same thing as it would do up here where it shows the colors, and it just makes it quicker to troubleshoot or copy or paste or work through different formulas that way. So, and then just to go back, you click like that. There's a couple others in here, but I want to show you this last one is this watch window. So if for some reason, if you had a cell and at all times you wanted to know, let's say the cell was like, you scroll down in the cell somewhere up top and you still want to be able to see what the value is. So let's say like this cell here, it's really important. We want to know how many dollars worth of $10 bills do we have. And so we click here, we click on that cell first, we click watch window, and what it'll do is, I already have it in here, so let's delete that guy out. So we would say add watch, and it asks us, is that the one we want? We could pick another one if we want, so we're just going to leave that guy. We'll say add, and you'll see what it does here is it shows the formula, and it shows the value, it shows all this information, and then if I scroll down, that's going to stay up there. So that can be really helpful if you can keep adding other ones in there. It's just a way to keep an eye on cells, and you can see here if I add like a 10 here, you'll see that oops, it just dropped down there. Oh, I'll pull it out. You can also dock it into your middle of your toolbar area there too. So but yeah, that's a nice one too. I've used this more so on the back end with macros, but it's useful here too with formulas, so you can put a bunch in there, and no matter where you are in your file, you can be able to see those values update. So just a quick couple ones there. One other that I guess that I'll touch on and we touched on this in the options tip. But you can come in here. I would never do this unless you know what you're doing. But you can change the calculation to manual. And what that'll do is, if I have it set on manual and I go to change one of these, instead of this updating like it just did, nothing will happen until I hit calculate now. So again, it's not something you would want to do, but there's an option in there to be able to do that if you needed to. So yep, there's the tips for today for formulas. And if you use formulas, you're gonna get to know these pretty well, but those will really help you with troubleshooting stuff and making it less cumbersome for you. So thanks for checking out this tip. We got one tip left tomorrow, and I hope you check that out. And thanks for being with me.